So the deal is that I've made a few Walmart orders in the recent past, and I can't seem to get them delivered because for the website on Walmart is not allowing me to customize my tip. They say 15%, 20%, something like that, and which with a grocery bill, that comes up to about $25 to tip the driver. And they're going to drive a mile and a half to my house. And I think that's extraordinary amount to tip a driver to come a mile and a half. If I could go get their order myself, I obviously would. When I try to customize the tip on website, it immediately reverts back to the highest amount for tip. And so I put 0 tip in order to, because I can't customize, I want to just go ahead and tip the driver myself when they get here. They never get that chance. They pull the order. It obviously defrosts from its refrigerant. The order starts to get bad. Then they re-refrigerate. They send me some kind of message saying the order's too big to fit in their car, even though the order could fit in my front seat. Just any excuse given to not want to bring the order because they see there's no tip. And I understand that, but if they just make a call or an inquiry, maybe they'd find out they're going to get a tip if they just get it to me, and they don't. So 3 days later, when I'm still waiting on my groceries that were supposed to be delivered 2 days ago, by the time I get a ride to go get the groceries, they're annihilated. They're worthless. They've been frozen and thawed, frozen and thawed, frozen and thawed. Things are squished and smashed to oblivion. And so there's no more quality left in the groceries that I ordered. And I'm pissed about it. There's no customer service for Spark. When you call customer service for Walmart, they can do nothing about it because it's a Spark delivery. It's a third-party delivery service that they use. And the third-party delivery service has no way to contact them. 0 way. I had to call the driver's line to even try to talk to anybody, and they still wouldn't hear anything I had to say. So where do I go from there? They hand the baton back and forth to each other, but I get nowhere, and I certainly don't get my groceries. Maybe on the website with Walmart, they can make it easier to customize a tip, because I'm always willing to tip, especially knowing that gas prices are soaring and people's time are worth more to themselves than what people like to value. I do enjoy to tip, but the ability to pick my own tip would be nice. I'm not a cheapskate. I've worked in the industry of servicing before, and tipping is essential. It's essential to their lifeline as far as what they can bring to the table every night at home. So I understand all that. A lot of people maybe don't, but I do, and I would just like to have this made easier for us to delegate ourselves as far as get the website working better, and or communication between Spark and who they're bringing their things to, their delivery people, their orders. I don't know how to say that correctly, but communication is the key, and we have none. Everybody just wants to pass the buck, and Spark wants to be a silent delivery service without repercussion of bad service, and I think that's intolerable. And not just this last time, not just one, but 3 or 4 drivers picked my order out and then put it back, just left it sitting because they didn't want to bother. I think if Walmart sees this happening, they should have set aside their own drivers to take care of this particular spot where the Spark drivers won't. Because in the end, it's Walmart's responsibility. You've bought and paid for groceries. It's their responsibility. If they're going to provide this service online, then it's their responsibility to get the groceries, no matter what, to the consumer. Absolutely. And they don't have that fail-safe in there. They have kids bringing it out to your car if you pull up to Walmart. Some of us can't get rides to Walmart. If we could, we would. we would have already been there not asking for the delivery service. I'm not somebody that's sitting back being lazy and not wanting to drive the mile and a half to Walmart. If that was the case, then I wouldn't be here talking to you. I would have no room for an argument. But there is this certain set of people sometimes that can't get there. And I think that it's Walmart's responsibility, if they're going to offer this, to follow through with it. Because I'm a pissed customer and I found you guys while I'm looking for some place to grant me a solution to this problem. And it wasn't Spark and it wasn't Walmart. Where else do I go? So here I am.